Hi all, Tony here for Immortality. Improving the Library of Babel to find cures to aging. Nightingale Mason writes, a thought on AI and the Library of Babel. Curious if anyone knows about projects with AI sorting through the data in the Library of Babel. For example, in art, we can have AI take similar images and find the difference between each, as well as similarities. Could this be applied to the static in the library? In other words, have my computer find similarities between the hex keys of two nearly identical writings or images, then have the AI find alternatives. If it hasn't been done, then perhaps that should be looked into. I'm not sure who to even contact about such a project. You know, at Immortality, there is no place we will not tread in order to find cures. Is the Library of Babel hiding some valuable information? What is the Library of Babel? The Library of Babel was first mentioned in a short story by Jorge Luis Borges. The Library of Babel in 1941 describes a vast and infinite library containing every possible combination of letters, resulting in every book that has ever been written or could ever be written, including complete gibberish. By representing every possible combination of letters, you get every word possible. By concatenating every combination of words, you get every piece of information possible. Would infinite books give us infinite knowledge? Every idea, every invention, every theory and fact will be contained somewhere in the infinity of the combinations of words. Unwritten works and sequels to Shakespeare, interstellar propulsion systems, and more. Yet, only a small number of books contain valuable information, obfuscated by the sheer amount of possibilities. And there is the challenge. Like an artist's sculpture that begins with a clump of clay, we must forge the sculpture, being certain not to cut away at any valuable information. There is little to no human capacity for serendipity or discovery. A needle in a very large haystack. Finding a page that describes something important is lost in a mountain of pages beyond human capacity to find. Is the Library of Babel one of those interesting yet useless things, or can we improve it further and make it useful? The Library of Babel was turned into a website that emulates the concept of Borges Library. It uses an algorithm to generate random books with 3,200 characters each, containing all possible permutations of 29 characters, 26 letters, space, comma, and period. This means the website contains approximately 10 to the 4,677 potential pages of books, even though most are nonsensical. The website allows users to browse the virtual library by entering coordinates like hexagon names, wall and shelf numbers, and book titles, a kind of Dewey Decimal classification system. Challenge. Improve the Library of Babel. Okay, challenge accepted. So the Library of Babel needs curation, a librarian to direct us to an amount of results. Narrow down the results within a human capacity. An essential deviation from the Puritan philosophical concept of the library is to use textual analysis to identify and omit gibberish. Perhaps check all the words against various dictionaries, omitting words that do not exist, at least yet. Further on, apply language rules, grammar rules, so that only valid sentences remain, making the library human-readable and understandable. Advanced textual analysis has the capacity to sample large amounts of text to determine how sensical that data is, further improving overall readability. Checking for engram frequency and entropy calculation. severe textual analysis can produce a human-readable and understandable library, and we can endlessly tweak, reevaluate, and regenerate the library as required. The library would then exhibit valid words with readable sentences and readable pages. Language buffs and logic buffs would probably find this sort of thing interesting. Some issues are the trade-off between readability and loss of information, incorrectly omitting words, sentences that are either coined sometime in the future but currently appear to have no meaning. A word needs to enter the lexicon before it has meaning, context, and valid text could falsely appear nonsensical but could just be beyond current human understanding. If a generated word is not in the dictionary, then it could be gibberish, slang, or future slang. The longest word in the English language is 45 characters. The current longest valid sentence is 13,955 words long. A page of text usually contains 500 words. There are several versions of the Library of Babel online that can be downloaded to desktop. These often use a random function to generate pages rather than being sequential. Building a real version of the library could be as follows. Step 1, generate the dictionary. Step 2, use that dictionary to generate sentences of increasing varying lengths. This opens up the possibility of a dictionary of sentences, also mapped to definitions. Humans probably stopped at a dictionary prior to computers, even though a dictionary of sentences is possible. Sentences lead to paragraphs. Certain paragraphs are definitions for words, but generally, paragraphs lead to pages, pages lead to books, books lead to volumes, and finally, we have the library. Building dictionaries of words and sentences might be useful for an AI. Yes, I said it. An artificial intelligence that further on curates the Library of Babel and acts as a librarian. There are several different types of AI that could be useful. Most people have witnessed generative AI. Generative AI could perform a vast range of activities on the data, omission of junk data, and making sense of text. The data itself could further be of a grade that it could be used as training data for the AI. It could consider future text and text beyond human understanding to be valid and explain weird concepts prompted by some data in the library. Is the data true or false? And not in terms of politics, but maths, science, chemistry. Is a mathematical formula true? Is a chemistry molecule for some indication effective? An AI would have to determine truth from false, a truth engine. AI to perform a search engine, possibly built using genetic algorithms, machine learning. The role of AI is kind of incredible here. It has to choose to return results that are most likely to be true in our timeline, true in our physics. By training an AI to return validatable facts from history, maths, and science, truth statements, mathematical truths, Boolean truths, would it be more capable of returning future or unvalidatable potential facts? If a generic algorithm were trained to be able to choose among many options from the past, could it be just as effective in grabbing the right page that describes the future? Facebook has an AI named Prophet that predicts future trends based on past trends, forecasting time series data. Could a similar AI return the likelihood of a future tense article if trained on factual past tense articles. So guys, there it is, my attempt at improving the Library of Babel. Source code links are in the comments. Tony, over and out.